Both teams have worked hard all season to get to this point, and it's time for the playoffs. Look at the PSAC West bracket, and you'll see that IUP and Gannon are squaring off here to face off against the winner of East Stroud and Westchester at a location to be determined. Postseason basketball coming up next on the Crimson Hawk Sports Network. Hello, everybody, and welcome into this postseason edition of the Crimson Hawk Sports Network pregame show. We're so happy you've joined us this Tuesday night for IUP women's basketball. It's a basketball doubleheader, and it's Tournament Tuesday. Hello again, everybody. Jake DeLuca, Josh Hilteek, and Trekken Goss joining you here tonight. And Jake, IUP is back in the tournament for the 11th straight season. The Gannon Golden Knights are making their 5th consecutive appearance in the quarterfinal round. Both teams looking to make it into the semifinals. That will be played this Saturday. Let's begin our pregame show looking at our players to watch. We'll begin with the Gannon Golden Knights. We'll spotlight Morgan Neighbors and Jenny Tees, but Jenny Tees not in the lineup tonight, not expected to play.
Yeah, Jenny Tees out tonight, and the last time these two teams played in this building, Jenny Tees was an animal. I mean, she had 13 points in the first half, and IUP did a good job of slowing her down in the second half, but a big blow to Gannon here as they don't have one of their best players. And
Morgan Neighbors, a player who is in the lineup, averaging over 15 points a game for the Golden Knights. So Tees suffering an injury, not expected to play here tonight. Let's look at the IUP Crimson Hawks and their fantastic four, Jake, because they've got 4 players who have been playing some tremendous basketball the last number of games.
Yeah, they're really great. I mean, that's what you talk about, fantastic four, and it's mostly seniors there, as you see Janae Brooks, Leslie Stapleton, and Marina Wareham all averaging over 14 points, and the sophomore Megan Smith making her presence felt with 16 points also in that stretch.
And also, when all those players score in double figures, IUP is 5-2 in games that they score in double figures this season. So that's kind of a formula that the Crimson Hawks have gone with this year. Let's look at our keys to the game here. Jake will begin with the key to victory for the Gannon Golden Knights. And with Jenny Tees out, they're going to need some scoring balance.
Yeah, you said it. Balance is the key here for Gannon. They need to spread the ball out and get their lesser-known players known. You know, it's not just going to be Neighbors tonight. They need a contribution from everybody.
Brianna Brennan, among the players that also average in double figures, 3 players average in double figures for the Gannon Golden Knights. For the IUP Crimson Hawks, we talked about how well they have done in scoring with the basketball, but in order to win the game tonight, the Crimson Hawks are going to need to pass up the good shot for the great shot and make the extra pass.
And you know, Josh, they usually do that too. I mean, IUP, a very good passing team, you know, one of the top teams in the division in assists, and that's led by Marina Wareham, Leslie Stapleton. They do a great job of sharing the basketball and getting everybody involved.
So the IUP Crimson Hawks and Gannon Golden Knights ready to square off for the 3rd time this season. Both teams picked up victories at home. When we return, we will have the starting lineups and the tip-off for Tournament Tuesday. IUP women's basketball right around the corner here on the Crimson Hawk Sports Network.
It's about putting others first. It's doing your best at whatever you do. It's about being honest with yourself, with everything. It's all of these. It's more. It's commitment. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Logan, everybody, welcome to the Crimson Hawks Sports Network. It's time for a postseason edition of IUP Women's Basketball. Josh Hill, Jake DeLuca, Tegan Schreckengast joining you here today. Kwame Strauman is our director, and we're so happy you could join us for potentially our final broadcast of the season in women's basketball. The teams are heading to their benches. They're ready to come out for the national anthem. We will be bringing that to you live. We send it now to Bill Otto.
As we honor all of our law enforcement officials, firefighters, first responders, and military personnel by standing as one nation under one flag and as one people. Singing our national anthem tonight is Adam Stoner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
A great rendition of the national anthem by Adam Stoner. And now it's time for the starting lineups. Here's Bill Otto.
Your IUP Crimson Hawks. And now for the U92.5 FM starting lineups. First for the Gannon Lady Knights at 17-10 overall, 14-8 in the PSAC. From Struthers, Ohio, a 5'5" sophomore wearing number 3, McKenna Shives. A 6'1" junior from Woodhaven, Michigan, number 10, Brianna Brennan. A 5'4" senior from Erie, number 5, Amanda Birchtold. From Westerville, Ohio, a senior at 5'9", number 12, Morgan Neighbors. And a 5'10" senior from Twinsburg, Ohio, number 35, LaShawna Gatewood. The head coach is Jim Brunelli, his assistants Mike Whitling and Jessica DeVille. And now, let's meet the starting lineups for your IUP Crimson Hawks, 19-7 overall, 16-6 in the PSAC. Head coach Tom McConnell in his 3rd season, assisted by Kelly Mazzanti, Jocelyn Floyd, and Franco Alexander. A senior from Erie at 5'11", number 15, Shawnee Brooks. A 5'3" senior from New Wilmington, number 10, Marina Wareham. A 6' sophomore from Blaine, number 42, Megan Smith. A senior at 5'9" from Pittsburgh, number 14, Alexis Aiken. And a 5'9" senior from Indiana, number 12, Leslie Stapleton.
There are your starting lineups at the KCAC here tonight. It's a PSAC quarterfinal showdown. Gannon in their 5th consecutive quarterfinal round, coming in at 17-10, 14-8 in conference. The IUP Crimson Hawks, the number 2 seed in the PSAC Western Division, 19-7, 16-6 in the PSAC West. And we bring Jake DeLuca back in here. And Jake, last time these teams got together, it was a competitive matchup, much like it was expected to be. Let's look at our players to watch here tonight.
Yeah, let's look at them real quick, Josh. I mean, Neighbors for Gannon, she's a player to watch. She does it all for Gannon. And on IUP side, I mean, just look at the starting lineup here. Leslie Stapleton, John A. Brooks, you know, Aiken, Smith, they all contribute. And, you know, Brianna Brennan, also a quality player for Gannon. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. And, you know, in our pregame, you said scoring balance from Gannon is also a key, so we'll see how they spread the ball around.
Yeah, really not a tough choice of players. Plenty of players that will certainly have a big impact in this game. A lot of talent on the floor. It's playoff time, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go on the Crimson Hawks Sports Network. Gannon working from left to right. They control the basketball first here this evening. Neighbors working off the dribble, swings it to Birchtold, travel call, turnover right off the hop, give the ball to the IUP Crimson Hawks. And for Gannon, they come here after a victory over Seton Hill, Jake.
Yeah, they are coming in off a win, and I mean, that's what you need. IUP had a bye week because they're one of the top 2 seeds, so have a little bit to rest, but Gannon still hot off their last win.
Crimson Hawks looking to rebound off a loss to Seton Hill. Coincidentally enough, the team that Gannon defeated. Missed shot, but an offensive rebound controlled by Alexis Aiken to Wareham. She'll pull up from 16 and knock it down. Marina Wareham has really picked up her scoring over the last number of weeks, and she continues her hot play.
The last time we saw her, she set her career high in an IUP record for threes made in the game. She was really on fire. I think she only missed 2 shots in that game. Was 8 of 9 from 3, or maybe 8 of 10 from 3, but really great performance by her last time we saw her.
Neighbors working off the dribble. It's Shives, and here is Birchtold all the way to the basket, missed the shot. Rebound is corralled by Gannon, and they'll get a shot clock violation tacked on them because the shot didn't hit the rim, and IUP forces yet another turnover with a 2-0 lead here in the PSAC quarterfinals.
Really great defense early on here by IUP. I mean, the travel wasn't really anything that they did in the first possession, but John A. Brooks just nailed a little mid-range jumper from the corner there. She got her first points now.
The Gannon Golden Knights come in 17-10. They are no longer in the Atlantic Region rankings as they dropped out that were released this week. So the Golden Knights, really, season is on the line here for them. They need to win the PSAC tournament, and probably the IUP Crimson Hawks need to have a strong showing if they want to make it into the NCAA tournament. So play is certainly very important here. Gatewood in the starting lineup for Tees, who is injured. She will not play tonight. Missed last game as well for Gannon. That's Wareham, shots in and out, offensive rebound. Stapleton tries it and sticks it. Leslie Stapleton, so we talked about scoring balance for Gannon, but so far IUP's been the beneficiary of the scoring balance.
Absolutely. I mean, 3 different players scoring now in the first, couple minutes of the quarter. I mean, we said make that extra pass in the pregame, and so far so good for IUP. And just to touch on how big of a loss Jenny Tees is for this Gannon team, she averages a double-double. I mean, she averages 13.8 points per game, 12.7 rebounds per game, and for a big, she shoots the free throw very effective, 78.5, so they're going to miss her today.
Here is Brooks off the front of the rim. Rebound uncontested to Shives, who pushes the pace for the Golden Knights. And T's a player who kind of victimized the IUP Crimson Hawks in that first half of the last meeting back in January.
She finished somewhere around 17 or 19 points, but her damage really came in the first half as she was their leading scorer in that half, in that game.
Plows over Gatewood and will head to the line for 2 shots. 6:55 to go here in the first quarter. Crimson Hawks up by 6, and Brooks will head to the free throw line for the IUP Crimson Hawks. Janae Brooks on the season, pretty solid from the foul line this year at 60%. Over the last 3 games, Jake, Brooks has really lit up the scoreboard in more ways than one.
Yeah, I mean, she's averaging 20.7 points per game, 9.7 rebounds, 10 assists, and 5 blocks. That's not average. That's over the last 3 games. So really great player, Janae Brooks. And, I mean, she's the big for IUP. She gets the rebounds. Like Jenny T's, also a double-double a night threat.
And when you look at this IUP team, you see they have a lot of seniors, obviously, but not a lot of seniors who got big-time minutes. Janae Brooks was a player last year, played sparingly. She came off the bench and started a couple of games, but this year, really a starting role, plays a lot throughout the game, and has really taken her play to a new level. Another missed shot. Gannon continues to struggle on the offensive end. So here comes IUP with an 8-point lead. Left side to Aiken, spin move, and she missed the shot. Great spin move in the lane by Alexis Aiken. Pretty agile as well.
If only the shot was as sweet as the move, Josh.
3 ball, Morgan Neighbors gets on the board and stops the bleeding a bit for the Gannon Golden Knights.
Yeah, important there to get their first points of this game as we're already a couple minutes into the first quarter. IUP's been playing very stout defense.
Janae hooping hard as she drives and scores.
Back to the line, and that's back-to-back possessions now where she's been at the line. And if you're Gannon, you don't want to get in foul trouble early.
Lanice Saunders of the guilty party there, the red shirt junior out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So all the bigs for Gannon, they really will have to play an increased role. Their duties will kind of change than a typical game with someone like T's out. So it is very important that they stay out of foul trouble, obviously, as well. It's Brennan. She really had a nice game against Seton Hill, a double-double, her second career double-double, in fact. Ball's knifed away on the entry pass, and it will stay with the Golden Knights. 13 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Entering the game, it is Gannon's number 15, Alyssa Ellerbrock, the freshman from Ottawa, Ohio. Here's Neighbors, one-on-one, guarded by Wareham. Player-to-player defense, and IUP will stick with it here with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Ellerbrock, shots blocked away by Smith. And that's another shot clock violation. Great work early on defensively by IUP, and it has really got them off to a hot start.
Yeah, it's their second shot clock violation of the game here, Josh. And, I mean, you can't do much about it when Megan Smith blocks the ball like that. There's not much you can do. Just playing great defense. I mean, this game started off slow for Gannon. They really need to pick it up here before this gets ugly early.
Here is Brennan. She's fouled and will head to the line for 2.
It's an interesting little hop step there. I'm not sure why they didn't call the travel there. Maybe the ball looked like it might have been knifed away for a second, but.
Hallie Denman set to check into the basketball game for the IUP Crimson Hawks, and it is Brianna Brennan at the line for Gannon, the junior from Woodhaven, Michigan. Denman into the basketball game. IUP playing great on the defensive end, and they've been pretty good on defense so far this season, Jake.
Yeah, they only allow 62.5 points a game, ranking 4th in the PSAC. I mean, they're top 5 in defense, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a category that IUP isn't top 5 in.
Stapleton drive, and that shot's knifed away, and here comes Brennan on the counter. So we've seen some great defensive plays on both ends of the floor early on in this first quarter. It's an IUP women's basketball night here on BacklightTV.com. It's Neighbors controlling inside. They look, laying it up and in that time is Lanice Saunders. Great post-up play by Lanice that time.
And a great pass, too, to go over the head of the defender and make sure that she was the only one that could get that ball.
Wareham pops for three and knocks it down. She sticks it.
That's her second basket of the night already, Josh. 5 points now for Wareham, and don't look now, but that was a three.
Picking up right where she left off on senior night.
Janae Brooks set a screen there, and Marina looked at it and said, no, that's okay, but answering right back is Gannon.
Amanda Berchtold on the board for three. The senior from Erie, PA, a local product for the Golden Knights. These teams very similar in terms of the way their roster's constructed, facilities, two very good women's basketball programs here in the PSAC. They've had a lot of success over the years. Denman with an aggressive take, missed the shot, and here comes Gannon with numbers. Ellerbrock inside, Saunders spin move, gets it to go.
Yeah, Lanice Saunders listed as a true center, something that we don't see very much of anymore in college basketball, professional basketball, any level really, so she's off to a hot start here.
Smith with a baseline drive. Lanice Saunders, somebody who's played in 26 games so far this season. Her top performance this year in terms of points was back on February 24th against Mercyhurst, where she put up 6. So Saunders certainly doing good things, and she is well on her way to her career high of 10. So Saunders, somebody who hasn't had a ton of minutes for Gannon, but thrust into action, and she certainly responded to the challenge, Jake.
Yeah, Jenny T's out today. She's usually the person that plays the 5 for them, and filling in nicely. Lanice Saunders, really the bright point of Gannon's offense so far in the first quarter.
Janae Brooks just took Lanice Saunders off the dribble and put it in for 2, making it 18-13 here.
This is very reminiscent of the last time these two teams played. Just an inside battle from the start. Janae Brooks, she's getting hers. She already has 9 points, and then inside also Lanice Saunders with 6 points. So an inside battle so far.
It certainly is an inside battle. We're going to take a break in this inside battle in the PSAC quarterfinal round. Come back with more women's basketball action here on BacklightTV.com. Today, Eric Almirola behind the wheel in that 43 car.
We all have a role to play here at Richard Petty Motorsports. We respect each other, work hard, and that helped us get the big win in Daytona. My partners in the U.S. Air Force also know that it takes a team to make each mission a success. Your coworkers, family, and friends are your team. Treat them with respect, and together you can accomplish great things. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
You fill up my senses like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses. Come fill me again.
We're back on the Crimson Hawks Sports Network, ready for play here in an 18-13 ball game. Saunders' pass is tipped away and stolen by Denman, taking off for IUP. Right side, Megan Smith has the baseline, takes it, kicks and around. Wareham 3 ball, no good. But Jake, we mentioned in our keys to the game to make the extra cores. Gannon with 4 players that average double figures, including Tees, who is out tonight. IUP with their own core as well. We talked about the Fantastic Four a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, and they do have some quality players that come off the bench for IUP. Hallie Denman is one of those. Carolyn Appleby is another. And for Gannon, you know, Lisa Ellerbrock, she averages around 6 points a game. So they have some depth, but really they rely on their starters.
We're going to take a break on the Crimson Hawk Sports Network. At the end of one, IUP leads by 7. We'll be back with second quarter action right after this on IUP TV, and we're streaming live on BacklightTV.com.
Today, Eric Almirola behind the wheel in that 43 car.
We all have a role to play here at Richard Petty Motorsports. We respect each other, work hard, and that helped us get the big win in Daytona. My partners in the U.S. Air Force also know that it takes a team to make each mission a success. Your coworkers, family, and friends are your team. Treat them with respect, and together you can accomplish great things. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Welcome back to the Crimson Hawk Sports Network. The Gannon Golden Knights, a team who had to win a game to get to this point, and they defeated Seton Hill at the Hammermill Center.
Yeah, a couple days ago they beat Seton Hill 64-58, marking their 6th straight postseason home victory. And Brianna Brennan, she had 19 points and 10 rebounds, notching herself her 2nd career double-double. And Gannon dominant in the paint, much like they are today, with 38 points in their win against Seton Hill.
And that without their leading post player in Jenny Tees as well, so very impressive. Seton Hill, they had to win a game against the IUP Crimson Hawks to make it into the PSAC tournament. That success short-lived as Gannon came away with the home victory. 22-15 game here at the KCAC on a PSAC quarterfinal night. Tournament Tuesday. Second quarter action here on the Crimson Hawk Sports Network. Josh Hill, Jake DeLuca, and Tegan Schreckengost joining you here tonight. Wareham stop and pop. A little bit too strong on that one. Uncontested rebound that time for LaShawna Gatewood.
Yeah, it looked like Marina Wareham just kind of jacked that one up. Didn't have a lot of time to get her release down, but not a bad shot from Marina. She can make those. Step
back is a bit short. Appleby into the basketball game for IUP. Carolyn Appleby, the freshman, surges ahead. What a move. Missed the shot. Rebound is saved by Brooks. And right into your living rooms that time, ladies and gentlemen. Appleby left side 3, pulls the trigger. No good. Another great effort by Jeanne Brooks to secure another offensive rebound. Fresh 30 for IUP.
Yeah, Jeanne Brooks gets a nice ovation from the crowd as they notice her hustle.
Megan Smith off the dribble. Spin move in the lane. Shot fake, she traveled. Yes, indeed. Great defense by Gannon's McKenna Shives to stay with Smith, who is a versatile player.
Yeah, she can kill you from the inside or the outside. Doing it a little bit from both today.
Whistle and a foul call underneath.
This foul is on Carolyn Appleby.
8:49 to go here in the second quarter. Gannon with the inbounds here. And shot is no good that time, and here comes IUP. Dangerous pass. Appleby's able to corral it.
If you look at the players on the court now for IUP, this is really their future. You know, Megan Smith, Carolyn Appleby, Hallie Denman, all sophomores or freshmen who are going to contribute a lot next year with all the seniors graduating. So
Megan Smith contributing right there with a basket. Smith averaging 8.5 points per game this season, but had career highs of 25 points and 12 rebounds in a game earlier this year. Tie up on the floor will give the possession arrow to Gannon. 8:12 remaining here in the first half. Substitution for the Golden Knights as Lenise Saunders returns into the basketball game.
Yeah, ever since she went off the court, they've kind of had struggles finding some scoring options. I mean, since she's been off the court after the first quarter, they've only went and scored 2 points.
I'd like to, of course, welcome all the IUP Crimson Hawks fans watching here tonight, and also all the Gannon Golden Knight fans tuning in here on this PSAC quarterfinal night. 8 minutes to go in the first half. We've got a couple of third-year head coaches going at it tonight. Tom McConnell and Jim Brunelli, two guys that have had a lot of success at their respective programs.
Tom McConnell really coming from a basketball family, you know, his daughter head coach at Pitt for the women, and he's been at it for a long time too.
Offensive foul on Gatewood there as she went up over the back. Stapleton ready to make her return for IUP, and here she comes. So Stapleton will check in for Wareham, and you mentioned it, Jake, and it is interesting. The IUP Crimson Hawks going with a lot of youth on the court, and no experience is better than game experience, I suppose.
Especially a big game like today, you know, first time that some of these players are playing in a playoff game. Carolyn Appleby, a freshman, she's been in big games in high school, but it's a lot different here at the KCAC.
Yeah, Appleby has the ball right now for IUP. Working off the dribble, and she traveled with it. Substitution for the Gannon Golden Knights. Nicole LaCava returns. And Jim Brunelli, the head coach of the Golden Knights, has been nothing short of phenomenal here. 62-19 in his third season in Gannon. This guy's just a winner, Jake.
Yeah, and if you look at his career record, it's even more impressive. 144-85 all time is Jim Brunell as a head coach. So, you know, really bringing a winning culture here to Gannon.
Crimson Hawks pushing the pace in transition. Smith, what a move in the lane. Can't convert. Follow is up and no good. Megan Smith with a couple of cracks at the basket, just not able to find the hole that time. And the pace is really lightning quick here at the KCAC. IUP will control the rebound and move it on back up. 24-15 game here. 6:30 to go in the second quarter. It's Brooks driving, she's fouled, and Gannon can't believe it. McKenna Shives got beat by the dribble and committed the foul.
Yeah, this is going to be Jeanet's third trip to the line so far, and so far so good. She's perfect from the line up to this point, 3 of 3.
That foul does go on Nicole LaCava, the freshman. Picks up the foul. Jeanne Brooks to the line once again, converts. IUP started this game really well on the defensive end, but Gannon has kind of gotten back to it a little bit here, shooting 6 of 20 overall, trying to overcome a poor start.
Yeah, they didn't get their first point until about this point in the first quarter, around 6.5 minutes whenever they got their first 3 points.
Jeanne
Neighbors was the one that scored their first 3 points. She's been quiet since then.
Indeed. Morgan Neighbors got the 3 ball to go and has not done anything since. She'll pop for 3 this time. A little bit too strong. Rebound tipped and controlled by Jeanne. And Jeanne Brooks provides IUP with that double-double threat. She's already got 15 points, and she's on her way as far as rebounds. She's got 5 of those as well.
Yeah, she's on pace for 30 points right now. She can keep this up. Sprinkling in a steal and a block in there as well.
38 career double-figure scoring games so far in the career of Jeanne Brooks. Neighbors had the ball knifed away, and that'll be a tip, so no backcourt violation that time. Neighbors lost the ball. Denman guarding her. 7 seconds on the shot clock for Gannon. Pull-up 3 for Shives is no good. Foul call.
And she almost missed the rim there. It looked like it was going to go underneath, but at least she hit the rim to restart the shot clock, just unable to get the rebound. And you know, they find themselves down 11. They need to figure it out offensively before this gets out of hand.
5:28 to go in the first half of play. We're so happy you've joined us tonight for IUP Women's Basketball, the postseason edition.
Let's give you a quick update on East Stroudsburg versus Westchester. Right now, Westchester leading 27-23 with 5:26 left in the second quarter. We'll keep you updated as the game goes along here, but that is a very important game.
And the winner of this game faces the winner of that game at a location to be determined. And that's kind of the theme of the postseason. You just never know what's going to happen.
It's the most exciting time of the year, Josh.
It's officially March. Happy leap year to everybody as well. February 29th yesterday, but it is March, and that means March Madness is here. So
the real March Madness was the 70-degree weather we had today, Josh. Not too much to complain about there.
Absolutely not. Foul call with 4:50 to go in the second quarter. It'll be IUP's third team foul. Hallie Denman picking up her second foul. And we've got a timeout on the court. It's a media timeout, so we're going to take a break here on the Crimson Hawk Sports Network with 4:50 to go. IUP holds an 11-point edge. We'll be back with the PSAC quarterfinals on BacklightTV.com.
Today, Eric Almirola behind the wheel in that 43 car.
We all have a role to play here at Richard Petty Motorsports. We respect each other, work hard, and that helped us get the big win in Daytona. My partners in the U.S. Air Force also know that it takes a team to make each mission a success. Your coworkers, family, and friends are your team. Treat them with respect, and together you can accomplish great things. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
You fill up my senses like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses. Come fill me again.
Welcome back to the Crimson Hawk Sports Network. Take a look at IUP's history in the PSAC tournament. Not bad at all, Jake.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. 19 total appearances, posting a record of 21-14, 4 PSAC championships, 5 championship game appearances, and well, they're adding to that resume here tonight.
Gannon, a team that's no stranger to the PSAC tournament themselves. Head coach Tom McConnell, 2-2 so far in PSAC tournament games in his career. We'll take a look at how he compares to other IUP coaches a little bit later on in our broadcast in a 26-17 game.
Denman looked like she thought about shooting that for a split second there, but realized, I'm a little bit far back here.
Smith, left hand, pulls up from the elbow. That shot was partially blocked, and here comes Gannon.
That's the second time Megan Smith's had her shot blocked or altered in this quarter alone, so Gannon doing a good job of getting their hands in the way.
Inside. Shot is no good, but a foul call as Nicola Cava took it to the hoop aggressively.
Yeah, freshman out of Hermitage, PA. Finding some time here in a playoff game.
Nicola Cava to the free throw line for the Golden Knights.
She missed that one there, but overall a pretty good free throw shooter, shooting around 71% on the year. Just unable to get that one to go.
Cava has appeared in 26 games this year for Gannon. Makes the back end of the 2 shots. So here is IUP with Carolyn Appleby running the show right now as the point guard. Here is Brooks. Has a lane to the basket, carves inside and lays it in.
Great screen there by Leslie Stapleton, really opening up enough room for Jeanne to cut inside and get the basket there. Now up to 17 points.
Gatewood, crossover, had the ball, knifed away. Wareham picked her pocket that time.
Yeah, a little out of control there on the dribble.
3 ball for Stapleton is no good, and Lexus Aiken took it into a bit of a high traffic area and found the kick out, but Stapleton unable to convert on the long ball. Here is Brianna Brennan, really impressive effort against Seton Hill in the first round of the PSAC tournament. Ball's tipped and controlled, and IUP will work it back the other way with Appleby. Left side to Stapleton, surveying her options. Drives to the basket and is fouled, so she's going to have a couple of free throw attempts. Will Leslie Stapleton, heads up play by Stapleton. She obviously can hit the shot from outside, but if you have a chance to take it to the basket, why not?
Yeah, and so far she's kind of been she's kind of started off slow here. 1 of 5, only 2 points, make it 3 on that free throw here, but maybe these shots from the charity stripe will get her game going.
Crimson Hawks are beginning kind of a new season in a sense here tonight because they're looking to rebound from a loss in the regular season finale. That was a 68-54 game at Seton Hill, and like we mentioned previously, Seton Hill were certainly playing for their playoff lives in that particular game. They came away with the win, and then Gannon subsequently dashed their hopes at the Hammermill Center.
And you know what they say, you know, they lost to Seton Hill. Gannon beat Seton Hill. They come in thinking that they can beat IUP because they split the series this year in the regular season. So, you know, high confidence on Gannon's side, and you know, maybe for IUP you have that week off, you think, but tonight so far so good.
Brooks picked up her dribble, had to find Stapleton. Johnny Brooks to Carolyn Appleby. Crossover, spin move, shots up and in. Great work by the freshman that time, Jake.
And they're on the spin cycle today, Josh. That's the 3rd spin move I've seen today, and you know, we don't see too many of them, so.
Neighbors ahead in transition, lays it up and in. She was expecting some contact. It didn't come, but Neighbors still had a chance to knock it down. Smith can't convert on the open look that time, and it will go to Gannon. Got a timeout on the floor. Gannon has called a 30-second timeout, so let's keep it here. Jake, give me your assessment of the first half so far. It's been very similar to the last time these two teams got together.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of inside scoring. Both teams really struggling from three-point land. You know, Gannon 2 from 8, IUP 1 of 8. That one coming in the first quarter, Marina Wareham able to knock one down. But since then, there's not been too many threes scored, and that's a big part of IUP's game, so they want to get that going. Although Johnny Brooks dominant inside, and for Gannon, usually off the bench, Lenise Saunders having herself a good game here.
IUP and Gannon got together here at the KCAC. It was January 30th. IUP came away with a 53-47 victory in that one, but the Gannon Gold Knights, they're no strangers to the IUP Crimson Hawks. They beat IUP December 1st at the Hammermill Center 81-66. So the rubber match in a sense here in the PSAC tournament. 10 seconds on the shot clock. We've got a whistle.
Yeah, the rubber match here today, and it seems to me that whoever has home field advantage usually comes away with the victory. At least that was the case in the regular season. So far, IUP finds themselves on that side of the margin here with a 32-22 lead over Gannon.
Another freshman in the game for Gannon. It's Kelsey Herbert, and she picked up a foul call. Another one of those true centers you love so much, Jake.
Yeah, 6'1", really tall, but not the best free throw shooter. Only shoots about 37.5 from the charity stripe. So your classic big.
The stereotypical center, exactly. 32-22 IUP with a 10-point lead. Morgan Neighbors picking up her second foul here. And John A. Brooks ready to head to the foul line.
Yeah, this has been a pretty physical game to start off here. I mean, Gannon has seven personal fouls for their team, and IUP with 5. So physical game, and that's what we expect here in the playoffs.
Team struggling from the outside. Gannon 2 of 8, 25%. IUP 1 of 9 from outside, only 11%. But the free throw shooting has been good, especially for the IUP Crimson Hawks.
It's been more than good, Josh. It's been perfect. 9 of 9 now with that free throw made by John A. Brooks. And John A. usually a little inconsistent from the charity stripe, shooting 60% on the year. She 7 for 7.
That shot is up and in for Lauren Taves. Smith controlling, jump stop, banks it in. Megan Smith working in traffic and scoring.
Take it to the bank.
Taves will launch for 3 and knock it down. And heat check for the freshman, Lauren Taves.
Her career high in points is only 5 points, and well, she's at that now, so congratulations to the young freshman.
Ball's poked away. 23 seconds remaining. We mentioned how neither of these teams are relatively deep, but Gannon certainly pulling out all the stops, and we've seen that IUP has not been afraid to go to the bench as well in this basketball game.
Yeah, IUP has had 7 players on the court so far, and Gannon's had, I think, 10 if I'm counting correctly, so really mixing it in there with their reserves and their starters.
Wareham lost the ball off her leg, has to pick it up with 2 seconds on the shot clock, throws it up at the buzzer, almost got it to go. But an offensive rebound controlled by IUP, down to 4 in the half. Appleby's got to make something happen, and she can't bank it in. Offensive foul with 0.4 seconds remaining here in the half. So one more chance for Gannon to maybe head into the locker room with a little bit of momentum. Let's see what they can do. 0.4 seconds to go. Taves will inbound. Shot is up and it's short. End of one half here at the KCAC. IUP up by 9. IUP 36, Gannon 27. We're going to take a break here on the Crimson Hawk Sports Network. Come back with halftime stats and analysis, plus we'll also hear from head coach Tom McConnell. All that and a lot more coming your way in the PSAC quarterfinals. IUP and Gannon on the Crimson Hawk Sports Network.
That sounds awful. Seriously, awful.
But a lot better than last week.
We weren't born to follow.
Welcome back to the Crimson Hawk Sports Network. Tegan Treckengoss is standing by with head coach Tom McConnell. Down to you, Tegan.
The team offensively?
Well, she just is an inside-out player. She's scoring the ball right now, driving it. She's also scoring it by knocking down some jumpers. She's gotten fouled a couple times. So we just need to give her some help, and hopefully we can, knock down some shots here in the second half.
How do you plan to start off the second half?
Well, we hopefully get out of the gate quickly and, continue to score the ball. We want to be aggressive and, initiate the offensive intensity and just keep it going from the very beginning.
All right, thank you so much. Back to Jake and Josh upstairs.
And thanks to head coach Tom McConnell. Let's look at the halftime stats here. We've got a minute before the second half of play begins, and really one player in particular had a big bearing on the first half. That was Jeanne Brooks, Jake.
Yeah, without a doubt. Jeanne Brooks, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 7 to 7 from the line, and almost perfect from the field too, 6 to 7 there. You look at the score, IUP up 9, 36 to 27. They're shooting at about 38%, Gannon about 35. The rebounds are dead even at 18, and IUP, they only have 4 turnovers compared to Gannon's 8.
Let's take a look at some of the other scores from around the PSAC here on the PSAC quarterfinals. A lot of these games have not gotten underway yet. 2 games beginning in about a half hour from now. But one game that is in the second quarter sees East Stroudsburg leading Westchester 35 to 31.
Yeah, and this is the game that matters here if you're a fan of either one of these teams playing here tonight, because they go on to face the winner of East Stroudsburg and Westchester. So we'll keep you updated during the game on the score to that. And it'll be fun here as we see who IUP or Gannon will be playing in the semifinals.
That game is at a location to be determined. Both of these teams still have the potential to host both the semifinals and the championship games, but they are obviously needing California, the #1 seed in the West, to lose tonight. You saw on our scoreboard they play tonight at 7 p.m. So throughout our men's coverage, we'll also be keeping an eye on that California and Edinburgh score to see how it relates to both of these teams here in the women's basketball ranks. Second half is underway. Alexis Aiken gets us started, but she missed the shot, and here comes Gannon. Team shooting okay from the field, nothing great, 34% for Gannon, 37% for IUP. Neighbors, aggressive drive to the basket, and she's fouled. Got matched up on Alexis Aiken that time, and that's certainly a mismatch for IUP.
Yeah, Neighbors is leading Gannon in scoring with 7 points so far. Not the performance on the other hand with IUP, and Johnny Brooks is 19, but leading her team nonetheless.
Neighbors converts the front end. 36-28 game.
And the difference right now is the slow start that Gannon got off to in the first quarter. I mean, they're trying to dig themselves out of the hole here. Now it's only a 7-point lead, but you know, whenever you wait until about 6.5 minutes in the first quarter to score your first 3 points, you're going to have some trouble.
Here's Megan Smith launching from 3 land, and that's good. She sticks it. And that's a welcome sight for IUP because they did not shoot well from behind the arc in the first half.
And Megan Smith able to get her first 3-pointer to go, and that's only the second 3-pointer from IUP tonight.
Gannon gets their 4th 3-pointer of the night as Brianna Brennan sticks it from straight away.
And the limited amount of threes that we've seen has gone back and forth. Anytime IUP scores one, you know, Gannon says, anything you can do, I can do better, and they go and get the 3 points back. But that time, Megan Smith missed the 3-pointer.
So we talked about balanced scoring for Gannon. They've got that, but they still find themselves down by 7 here.
Johnny Brooks almost got the ball away there.
Shot clock winding down for the Golden Knights. Brennan steps into a 15-footer and drills it right as the shot clock was winding down. Brianna Brennan on the board for 2. She's now the first Gannon player in double figures.
Yeah, she has 10 points now. She's shooting it pretty effectively, 50% from the field.
Baseline drive, and that goes into the second row of the KCAC faithful.
Look out. That guy had some pretty good hands, though.
Good extension, very good extension. Hallie Denman back in the game for the IUP Crimson Hawks. So Crimson Hawks going younger here with Wareham, Stapleton, Brooks, Smith, and Denman. 39-34. Under the 8-minute mark in the third quarter. Another 3 balls up and down, and that time it's McKenna Shives.
Don't look now, but this is only a 2-point lead here for IUP as they've started off not as hot as Gannon, but they need to correct something here. Gannon looked like they got it figured out in halftime.
Stapleton for 3. It's a bit strong that time, and Gannon with a chance to tie or take the lead this possession. Gannon hasn't had the lead at all tonight. Brennan in the lane, jump stop, gets it to go. Head coach Jim Brunelli looking for a foul call as well, and Gannon comes storming out of the gate to start the second half. It's all tied up at 39, and head coach Tom McConnell needs a timeout. Pretty solid sequence for the Gannon Golden Knights, shooting the ball very efficiently, Jake.
Yeah, there's not much better that you can do coming out of halftime than what they've done here. I mean, they've gone back and they were down 9 at half and came back, and now they're tied. So great job, great 3-point shooting from Gannon so far in the second half, and IUP really has to figure it out. Leslie Stapleton in particular, 1 of 6 today, just not her night. 0-3 from 3-point land. They're going to need her to step it up a little bit if they want to hold on to this lead.
So it's very interesting the way IUP started the game on the defensive end, forced a couple of shot clock violations. Gannon was held scoreless for a few minutes into the first quarter, but to start the second half, it's much the opposite as Gannon comes flying out and shooting the ball tremendously. Gannon now shooting 42% on the night, and they've upped their 3-point percentage to 41%.
Look at the other side. IUP shooting at 36.5, a little over 36.5%, and a little under 15.5% from 3-point land. So very uncharacteristic of IUP in the 3-point category there.
PSAC championships overall. Gannon has won 1 in school history. That came in 2010. The IUP Crimson Hawks have won 4 total, the last coming in 2009. Both teams looking to add to the trophy case. And Jake, getting to the tournament is one thing, but succeeding is just a whole nother animal.
Yeah, the intensity is just ratcheted up 100% in the playoffs. This is what you play the whole year for, and it could end in just as fast as it started, you know.
Megan Smith missed the shot. Great offensive rebound by Jeanne Brooks, and IUP will get another crack at it. Denman swings it, whistling pass. Left side, Denman puts the ball on the deck, switches over to the right hand, missed the shot, rebound to Neighbors.
Yeah, Denman known more for her defense than her offense there, and just a bit short on the jumper.
You see Morgan Neighbors, how she just provides a very calming influence for the Gannon Golden Knights. A senior leader, somebody who's been there and done that for Gannon. It's Birchtold inside, Gatewood. A little short on the shot. It'll stay with Gannon after Smith lost control of the ball. Here's head coach Jim Brunelli, third season. Very animated.
Carolyn Appleby making her way onto the court now for Hallie Denman.
Got an offensive foul there on the Golden Knights. That's going to give the ball back to IUP.
Now their first chance to get a lead in the game, and just dwell that and some knucklehead play there.
Appleby delivers it into the middle. Megan Smith, very short that time. Good idea, but the execution was certainly lacking that time for Megan Smith. Back ahead, Brennan, what a pass. Shots blocked away, Smith makes a play on the defensive end. Loose ball, held ball. Gannon will keep it on the possession arrow. So Megan Smith didn't have things go her way on the offensive end, but she did not quit, came back and made a play on the defensive end, Jake.
Yeah, she has 2 blocks on the game here tonight, and now make it 3-pointer there.
McKenna Shives, 3-ball. Assist to Amanda Birchtold, her 4th of the night. And Gannon has the lead for the first time this evening. Better late than never, they always say. Stapleton steps into a 3 and knocks it down.
It's her first 3-pointer of the night. Shooting 1 of 4 from downtown is Leslie Stapleton.
So back and forth we go at the KCAC in a tie ball game.
You know, sometimes you just need to get that first one to go to start getting your confidence on a roll.
Substitutions coming in for Gannon. Alyssa Ellerbrock returns for the Golden Knights, as does Lenice Saunders. 5:23 to go in the third quarter. 42-all is the score here tonight. The next game for one of these teams will be played this upcoming Saturday. That is March 5th.
And right now, Westchester needs Stroudsburg in a pretty good battle here. 43-40, Westchester leading.
Marina Wareham counters back for 3 of her own. IUP now up by 3 points. 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Neighbors, crossover dribble, dumps it inside. Too hot to handle. Head coach Jim Brunelli wants a foul call, but they're going to give the ball to the IUP Crimson Hawks. And we're going to take a break here. It's a media timeout on the floor. IUP holds a 3-point edge. We've got a good one brewing at the KCAC. We'll be back with more quarterfinals action right after this on the Crimson Hawk Sports Network.
Daddy, we don't say words like that. Good examples. Pass them on.
She's IUP's leader in career 39.8, in single season 44.4 3-point percentage. Marina gained a new career high against UPJ with 28 points and 8 3-pointers, which she was very proud of.
Thanks so much to Tegan Schreckengoss for that update of Marina Wareham. And Amanda Birchtold is out of the game right now. It looked like she had a bloody lip or a bloody nose of some kind. She was getting that mended. Currently on the bench right now for Gannon. Don't think it was too serious of a thing, Jake, but did see Birchtold getting tended to during the commercial there.
I think that happened whenever, on the last possession before the timeout, they tried to feed the post, and it looked like there's 2 IUP defenders there. Maybe she caught an elbow there.
Stay with Gannon on the possession, 45-42. Game 1 of 2 here tonight, but it's not a traditional doubleheader. It's a tournament night, so the men will face Pitt Johnstown. So we've got 2 different teams in the building this evening. Neighbors reverse lay-in.
Yeah, the men pretty familiar with Pitt Johnstown. The last time we saw IUP here at the KCAC, it was against those Pitt Johnstown.
Stapleton, that's a long 3. It's short. Here comes Neighbors countering back for the Golden Knights. The Gannon men are the defending PSAC champions. They missed the tournament, however. A bit of a transition year for the Golden Knights, but the Gannon ladies are here trying to advance to the semifinals. Inside entry pass is stolen away by Megan Smith. Here comes IUP with numbers. Left side, great ball movement. Stapleton far corner 3, yes sir.
And there's that perfect pass that we were talking about earlier in the game. Just keep on looking, keep on passing, and somebody's gonna be wide open. And that time it was Leslie Stapleton.
IUP pushed the pace with numbers as Saunders was slow to get back for Gannon. And IUP made the Golden Knights pay and now have a 4-point edge. Under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Offensive foul. Saunders. So Nicole Cava comes in to relieve Saunders. 3rd foul on Lanice Saunders.
And that could be big if she keeps on, if she gets in any more foul trouble. They're already limited at that forward center position, so got to play a little bit more constraint. I mean, she's not used to playing this many minutes either. And a lot of adjustment here for Gannon, but all things considered, they're playing pretty well.
Driving and banking it in that time is Alyssa Ellerbrock.
Really the sixth man for the Gannon Lady Knights. Averages 6 points coming off the bench. Shoots it very well, 66% from the free throw line.
The IUP Crimson Hawks are 18-3 overall this year when they lead at halftime. Wareham, bit too strong on that attempt. Ellerbrock leading the charge. Bounce pass to LaCava, had the ball lost and stolen, and here comes IUP. Appleby emerges from the pile, kicks it to Wareham rather. Ball's tipped, and it will stay with IUP. 1:48 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Brianna Brennan returns for Gannon.
Good idea on that play. They had a 2-on-1 advantage there, but Marina Wareham electing to step outside for the 3, which is really more her game anyway, but you know, good opportunity for IUP and a good job defensively by Gannon.
Got a 2-point game here tonight at the KCAC. Knew it would be a good one, as many of the PSAC tournament games are. Bounce pass, Brooks can't get the shot to go. I think Brennan blocked it partially, but then she's charged for the foul there. And John A. Brooks continues to feast on the Gannon Golden Knights. She's been quiet here in the 2nd half, but after a 1st half like that for John A., certainly impressive.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, she was very effective in the 1st half, scored 19 points, and getting her first 2 of the 2nd here, now at 21 points. Almost perfect from the field, 7-9, 7-7 from the free throw line. They make that 8 for 8 now. And a very effective game for John A. Brooks, and without her, I don't know if IUP would be in this.
Leading scorer for the Golden Knights is Brianna Brennan. She's 5 of 9 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3-point range. Here's McKenna Shives, another player who averages double figures for the Golden Knights.
Around 12 points a game and a very efficient scorer.
There's Ellerbrock laying it up and in.
It's a nice little fake there to free her up inside to get enough room to convert on the bucket.
Wareham bounces. Far corner 2 for Brooks is up and in.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to start feeding Jeanne again, and why not? I mean, she leads all scorers with 22 now, and she's playing very effectively.
Crimson Hawks back up by 3. Under a minute to play in this third quarter in the PSAC quarterfinals.
Yeah, Carolyn Appleby doesn't agree with that call. She doesn't think she initiated the contact there.
Third foul for Carolyn Appleby. Still 1 quarter to play, so something to monitor in that regard. Morgan Neighbors to the line for the Golden Knights.
For Gannon, number 35, LaShawna Gatewood in the game.
Gannon, 2 NCAA tournament appearances in head coach Jim Brunelli's first 2 seasons with Gannon, so they certainly know how to win. And games like this, no surprise, and not a stage that the Golden Knights are not familiar with. So we really have to give them credit, and really impressive to see what they were able to do here to start this second half, climbing back into this game, Jake.
Absolutely. I mean, they had to really earn their way in here, beating Seton Hill last week. IUP had a bye week, and you know, it's kind of hard to tell whether or not you want to play or you want that bye. Do you want to stay fresh or do you want to get healthy? And it's a tricky angle.
Time ticking down in the quarter. That's a shot clock violation, and they're going to call a travel. We've got an official calling a travel off the shot clock violation.
Stays with IUP.
That's a tough call. The ball should have reset, and Gannon should have got it there inbounding, but they let play roll on here. And we're going to get a stoppage of play. Or no, they're going to let IUP roll with it.
Wasn't sure if she got that off in time, but it doesn't matter because she came up pretty short.
So a little bit of confusion moving to the final quarter of play, but we'll get it all squared away. IUP has a 1-point lead as we begin the final quarter on IUP TV, and we're streaming live on backlighttv.com. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Self-evident that all men are created equal.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
The American dream need not forever be deferred.
This is the richest and the most powerful country.
Welcome back to the Crimson Hawks Sports Network, and let's take a look at how the coaches and IUP history have fared here in the PSAC tournament, Jake.
Yeah, Tom McConnell at 2-2, 500 in his career. You know, you look at that list of great coaches, and I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Crimson Hawks have won 4 conference titles in school history, 10-8 so far in the quarterfinal round. This is an interesting round here because normally if IUP is able to advance past this round that they kind of have some success. They are 5-5 in the semifinals, 4-1 in the championship game in their school's history. So this is certainly a roadblock for the Crimson Hawks to get through, and they are looking to do that tonight, as are the Golden Knights. You have an update from that East Stroud-Westchester game, Jake.
Yeah, it's a close one there too. 6:26 left in the fourth. East Stroudsburg 55, Westchester 52, and if East Stroudsburg wins, I think either of these teams will host.
Cal U playing Edinburgh tonight. If the Vulcans come away with a victory, tournament, semifinals, and championship game at Cal U. If Cal U loses, the winner of this game will host the semifinals and the championship game on the 5th and the 6th.
There's another spin move today.
Long three with the shot clock expiring. Wareham sticks it. That was NBA range.
Oh, some Steph Curry three-point shooting there.
Foul call, Wareham on the other end. What a long ball. Tegan Treckengoss told us about Marina Wareham and her three-point shooting ability, and she put it on full display that time.
Yeah, really having a shooter's game. Started out kind of in a slump, 3 of 9 from three-point land, but man, if that one's gonna if there's any shot that gets you going, it's that one right there.
Final quarter of play at the KCAC tonight. Driving, Brennan is fouled, and she will go to the line for 2. Couldn't get the roll, but we'll get 2 foul shots. Second foul on Marina Wareham on that one. So Brianna Brennan to the line. Double-double against Seton Hill, very impressive. And it's been pretty solid tonight for Gannon as well.
Yeah, 12 points, 4 blocks. I mean, having a block party out there. Her and Megan Smith also doing it in rebounds, 11 rebounds. So another double-double. That's her 3rd in her career, if I remember correctly.
Filling up the stat sheet is Brianna Brennan. An offensive rebound, and the Golden Knights will get an extra possession here. Have a chance to tie IUP with a 3-ball. 2 ties and 2 lead changes in this basketball game, but it's been close all the way. Crimson Hawks had a point in the game where they were flirting with a double-digit lead, had a double-digit lead for a while, but a strong open to the second half by Gannon, if you're just joining us, has got us all close.
There's another deep 3 there, this time from Gannon.
Pushing the pace, Stapleton lays it up and in.
Take notes, because that's how you execute the fast break there. Wide open Stapleton.
And a great find that time by Marina Wareham for her 3rd assist of the evening. Brennan, guarded by Megan Smith. Brennan takes it all the way and scores. Counted and the foul. IUP can't believe it.
And it seems like anything one of these teams do, the other one just goes right back and does the same thing. Leslie Stapleton with a layup on the other end, and then able to get the layup for Gannon is Brianna Brennan.
Two-point game. Brennan with the hoop and harm that time. Brianna Brennan has played in all 27 games so far this season. Turnover on IUP will give the ball to the Golden Knights. Back into the game for Gannon is Lenny Saunders. Brennan's career high came back in November. 23 points against Grand Valley State.
16 points now, 7 points to go to match her career high.
Ball will stay with Gannon. 30 seconds on the shot clock and a 2-point IUP lead. First of 2 here on the Crimson Hawk Sports Network tonight. So happy you've joined us this Tuesday night on BacklightTV.com. Shots missed, offensive rebound uncontested to Birchtold, but Stapleton picked the pocket of Brennan. And here comes IUP. Wareham, left side to Appleby, and IUP will set it up in the half court now. Wareham has a space for 3, no good. And here comes Gannon. Birchtold leading the charge, one-on-one, draws the contact. That's a foul on Wareham, so Birchtold will head to the line for 2. Good aggressiveness that time by Gannon Sr.
Yeah, I mean, unable to plant her feet was Wareham there, and she didn't look too pleased with that, but great job by the senior, Amanda Birchtold, to get it to go, and now she's at the free throw line here.
3rd foul for Marina Wareham. It's the team's 4th.
Look at the numbers there, Josh. Not the best free throw shooter. Able to get that first one, and the second one unable to get it.
Crimson Hawks clinging to a 1-point lead here against the Golden Knights. Long shot for Smith is good. They're going to call it a 3-ball. Megan Smith open from the outside, made Gannon pay.
Yeah, she kind of took a second there to look around her. Couldn't believe that she was that open, but making her pay and able to get the rebound there on the other end.
Crimson Hawks trying to go on a run here late in this game. Appleby's open. She's short on the 3-ball. Rebound to Gannon.
It was a long 3 there. It looked like she had to put a little extra in it.
Very similar to the last meeting, Jake. It was close until the very end.
Yeah, this one a little bit higher scoring, though. Last time these two teams met, IUP came away with a win 53-47. Both teams already eclipsed that score, so a little bit higher scoring for the playoffs. We ratchet up it a little bit.
We talked about the Fantastic Four in pregame, that being IUP's John Brooks, Megan Smith, Leslie Stapleton, Marina Wareham. We mentioned IUP is 5-2 when those 4 players score in double figures. That's happened tonight, so we'll see if the records kind of work themselves out here.
It's been a tight game so far. We've seen 2 ties, 2 lead changes.
Brennan back at the line. Leading scorer for Gannon. Now with 17 on the night. Only 2 players in double figures for the Golden Knights, but Shives is right there with 9 for Gannon.
Somebody who's really dropped off the face of the earth from the first half. Saunders, 6 points in the first half, 3 of 3 from the field, and hasn't taken a shot since.
Brooks with 6 on the shot clock, kicks it out. Wareham sticks it. Marina Wareham open for 3. She knocks it down, her 4th of the night.
And she seems to be just getting heated up now, Josh.
Ellerbrock driving, scoring on Wareham.
Well, 3-point shooting has really opened up here in the second half. The lid seemed to be a lid on the basket in the first half for both teams, but both doing their best to reconcile that.
Megan Smith from just inside the foul line. So the Crimson Hawks have expanded it to a 6-point lead. About 5 minutes remaining in this one. Quarterfinal round of the PSAC tournament. Pass is stolen for a moment. Held ball. We'll give the ball to Gannon on the possession arrow. But Hallie Denman was this close to coming away with a steal for IUP.
And that's what we're used to from Hallie Denman. I've said it once and I'll say it again. It's the active hands. She's just so good defensively, and I think she averages around a steal a game. So coming off the bench, Hallie Denman, really their defensive specialist.
Neighbors creating and scoring as the shot clock expires. Timely basket that time by Morgan Neighbors. Marina Wareham picked up her 4th foul.
That's not good because Carolyn Appleby has 3 also. Your 2 point guards are in foul trouble here.
Got a 4-point lead for the IUP Crimson Hawks, but Gannon will be at the line when we come back in the PSAC quarterfinals. IUP women's basketball coming right back on the Crimson Hawks Sports Network.
Students in communications media at Indiana University of Pennsylvania can focus on a variety of areas, including media promotions. Our promotions students learn their skills by working in a hands-on environment, gaining real-world experience. They learn how to use media to promote, produce, and manage events, and how media organizations operate. They create promotional campaigns and help clients pitch their services, products, and events. With excellent classes led by experienced teachers, the Communications Media Department at IUP is perfect for students interested in media promotions.
Back on the Crimson Hawks Sports Network, IUP and Gannon going at it. Teams huddling up, making some final adjustments here for the stretch run. Josh Hill, Jake DeLuca, Tegan Treckengoss joining you here tonight. Kwame Strawman is our director, and the rest of our student crew on the IUP Center for Media Production in Research. I want to remind you to like us on Facebook at IUP TV Sports. We post highlights, updates, full games, and a lot more. Great like if you're following the IUP women's basketball team or the men's team or IUP sports in general. It's a good source to go to for that, and especially at postseason time, want to try to keep up with all your IUP news. Neighbors can't get the three-point play. And here comes IUP. Foul call that time, and Birchtold is going to pick that one up, or check that. That's McKenna Shives on Stapleton on the near side there. Leslie Stapleton, 12 points tonight, 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. Here is Stapleton. Long ball is no good, and it will go to Gannon as the ball sails out of bounds.
I mean, that was a great find from Brooks there. Two defenders crashing on her in the middle, but Leslie Stapleton just unable to get anything going from three-point land here tonight, only shooting 2 from 8.
Shives to Morgan Neighbors, one-on-one with Wareham. Left side, Shives open, in and out. That ball was halfway down the cylinder, Jake.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. I know that's always what happened whenever I play basketball. At least that's what I like to tell myself. Looks like some scrappiness going on here. Gannon's going to get the ball. Denman was tangled up with a Gannon player, and they fell to the ground, and now Gannon takes the ball over.
It's Ellerbrock, tosses. Inside, pass is stolen. Not a great pass that time from Brennan as she was looking for Saunders. Wareham countering back. Bounce pass. Spin move. Brooks missed everything.
Spinorama today.
64-60. Now under 4 minutes to play in this final quarter of play. Brennan bounces to Ellerbrock. Ellerbrock poised with the basketball right now. Picked up her dribble, had the ball stolen. Hallie Denman forced the issue that time defensively, Jake.
Great eyes by Megan Smith, too, to jump the lane and make that steal, but it's a two-person play there between Hallie Denman and Megan Smith to come away with the ball.
Denman driving inside, underhand scoop shots, no good, but she's fouled.
That would have been a sweet layup if she would have got that to go, but instead she'll head to the line here.
Impressive aggressiveness by Hallie Denman. It's the second team foul, only the second team foul of the quarter.
Yeah, she shoots 50% from the free throw line, so missed the first one.
Limited number of attempts for Hallie Denman as well.
See if she can get the second one here, and
Timeout is called by Gannon.
we'll have to wait for that, though.
Got a 30-second timeout called by Gannon, which will allow us to set the stage for our next broadcast here tonight, because the IUP Crimson Hawks are ready to take on the Pitt Johnstown Mountain Cats in the rubber match. UPJ trying to avoid a season sweep at the hands of the IUP Crimson Hawks, and IUP making their 29th tournament appearance in program history.
Yeah, the last time these two teams played, too, it was a great game. You know, IUP able to come away with the win, 84-77, but Pitt Johnstown was in it the whole time. It wasn't until the fourth quarter, the last couple minutes, whenever IUP was able to open it up beyond just a 2-point lead.
9th consecutive tournament appearance for the IUP men, who clinched the 1 seed in the West, so they got the bye. UPJ had to defeat Seton Hill to come here to the KCAC. We'll talk a little bit more about that later here. 65-60. Crimson Hawks have the edge. Gannon's staying in the game, but you have to think they need to make a run at some point.
Yeah, they have to, and I mean, if I'm the head coach of Gannon, you just ride Neighbors and Brianna Brennan, because they're the two that are really scoring it all for your team. 17 and 15 respectively for the two.
Brooks picks up her third foul there as Gatewood will head to the line. It's the 15th foul of the quarter. Gatewood's no good, or Saunders, check that. That's Lanice Saunders, the redshirt junior from Pittsburgh, PA, went to Taylor Alderdice High School in the city. Gannon dabbing on the make.
She shoots about 66% from the free throw line and able to get at least one of those down.
Under 3 minutes to play. And if you're IUP, you have to have the balance of not trying to milk the clock, essentially, but you want to really work the ball around and try to find a good look, because time is becoming an enemy for Gannon. Still a lot of time left, I understand that, but if you're IUP and you can make these offensive possessions count, it'll be that much harder for the Golden Knights. Shot fake. Brooks, foul.
That's one thing that Jeanne Brooks does so well, is just sell the shot. Sells the shot, hits him with the jab step, and it's game over at that point.
Jeanne Brooks heading back to the line for the IUP Crimson Hawks, and she's made a living there today, Jake.
Absolutely, 8 of 9 so far, make it 9 of 10 now, shooting 90%, well above her average on the season. Usually a 60% free throw shooter, but tonight on fire, really providing that spark for the IUP offense.
Jeanne now 1 point away from tying her career high at 25. Very impressive, especially in the first half for Jeanne.
Yeah, 19 points in the first half. Slowed down a little bit, but the rest of the team has kind of picked up their stride.
Neighbors comes away. Inside, Saunders kicks. Brennan, spin move, left-hand shot, gets the roll.
Well, that was a little bit frantic there, but Gannon has to be happy they got a bucket.
4-point game, under 2 minutes to play in this one. It's been a tremendous contest, back and forth the entire way. Two great programs trying to advance to the PSAC semifinals. Wareham open, sticks it.
It's her 5th three-pointer tonight, Josh. She's only shot 2 shots out inside of the three-point line, so she makes her living from behind there.
Marina Wareham coming off an 8 3-point field goal performance on senior night, really picking up where she left off.
Yeah, that 8 3-point performance is the highest by any IUP player in the history of the team.
Stapleton tried to save the ball, could not. It will stay with Gannon with 1:13 remaining and a 7-point IUP lead. That 3 by Marina Wareham was huge.
Yeah, absolutely. She's now upped her percentage near 50%. And she's really kind of been, Jeanne Brooks was the first half scorer, and Wareham getting most of the points here in the second half.
Missed shot that time. It's going to stay with Gannon on the tip. Gannon making a substitution. Head coach Tom McConnell doesn't agree.
He's livid down there.
1:08 to go. Gannon keeping the basketball. Lauren Taves into the game. Versatile player for Gannon, can play the guard and the forward position and has done both tonight. Brooks steals it, so they say the ball doesn't lie. And if you're IUP head coach Tom McConnell, you agree with that sentiment for sure. Foul with 1:01 to go. And time is running out on the Golden Knights.
A 7-point lead here for IUP. It's going to be a tough one to overcome for Gannon.
1 minute remaining.
Gannon beginning to foul here. Birchtold, or Shives, that's Shives. Picking up that one, her second. Team's 6th. So Marina Wareham to the line for IUP, and it's been incredible to see Wareham, a former two-sport athlete here on the IUP Crimson Hawks, and how she has kind of grown into this role as the point guard. Marita Matthey departing, and now Marina Wareham is the focal point of the offense.
And that transition was seamless. I mean, you don't really miss a beat with Marina in there. She does it all.
Neighbors ripped through, was fouled. Great work controlling the ball in traffic by Morgan Neighbors, and we've both been very impressed with her in the number of games we've got a chance to see her play.
Yeah, she was one of the players to watch before the game, and here tonight she has 15 points, and at the charity stripe now she's done well there, 6 of 7 on the night, looking to make it 2 more.
So Neighbors trying to chip in any way she can, and she does. Close game here, but it's a close game out in Westchester as well, Jake.
Yeah, it's coming down to the wire. 20 seconds left. Westchester leads East Stroudsburg by 3 to a score of 67-64. And the winner of this game here, IUP or Gannon, will go to play the winner there.
52 seconds to go. And the foul call. Neighbors picks up her 4th. .50 seconds and a 5-point lead. Gannon looking to extend the game as the masses begin to file in for the second game of our doubleheader, and it's shaping up to be a really fun game coming up. Talk about the IUP men and UPJ a little bit later. We'll get our coverage started with the Crimson Hawks Sports Network pregame show beforehand, so be sure to stay tuned for that.
If that men's game is anything like this one or the last time we saw UPJ here at the KCAC, then we're in for a treat.
Timeout called on the floor with 50 seconds to go. Timeout called by Gannon. Just a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it here. 72-65. So, Jake, let's recap some of the statistical totals here in this game.
I mean, it's been a very good game for Jeanne Brooks. 24 points coming off a 7 of 10 shooting, 10 of 11 from the free throw line, nearing a double-double rather, with 9 rebounds. She's also tallied 4 assists. Marina Wareham with 5 3-pointers, 17 points on the game. And on the other hand, for Gannon, Brianna Brennan and Morgan Neighbors counting up for 19 and 17 points respectively. And Brianna Brennan got herself another double-double, 13 rebounds also for her.
It's been competitive, much like we expected. Gannon needs to make something happen here as time is ticking away. Neighbors steps back, launches the 3 ball. Too strong, offensive rebound. Shots blocked away by Megan Smith, a clutch block, and she's going to be fouled. Lauren Taves had her shot rejected, and Megan Smith continues the block party.
Yeah, 3 blocks, 2 steals on the night. Just very good defensively, Megan Smith, and she's added 14 points on the other end of the ball, too.
She's gotten it done all the way around. Morgan Neighbors fouls out of the game for Gannon. 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Gannon's leading scorer. So she will not be available to the team the rest of the way. Amanda Birchtold into the game for Gannon. Smith to the foul line for 2.
Amanda Birchtold has done it all except for score. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, only 1 point on the night.
Smith knocks it down. .73-65, IUP. Got to give them credit because the Crimson Hawks, well, they could have really folded when Gannon made that run in the second half. They certainly did not, and look like they're on their way to advancing in the PSAC tournament. Still a tight one out in Westchester, but things looking pretty safe for the Golden Rams, and that's a final now, Jake. Westchester defeating East Stroudsburg 70-65. So the winner of this game will face Westchester.
And they had a big scoring night. One of their players went off for 25 points. and another with 15. So good scoring outburst by Westchester.
70-65 final out in Westchester. Scores important. IUP, Gannon, the winner of this one, faces the Golden Rams in a location to be determined. The crowd beginning to file in here, the energy beginning to build. Second game of our doubleheader right around the corner. IUP and Pitt Johnstown.
That baby had better moves than me, Josh.
Nice outfit as well. Tournament Tuesday. Great night for everyone to come out and support the home team. Player of the game is John A. Brooks, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. She's contributed in all aspects of the game.
Yeah, she shot the ball extremely well.
So time running down on Gannon, but that's a 3 ball.
That was dirty. She didn't waste any time getting that one off.
Desperation 3 from McKenna Shives. They get a steal, loose ball, tie up. We'll give the ball to IUP on the possession era. So Gannon had a chance there to make this very interesting going down the stretch. IUP calls a timeout. We're gonna take a 30-second timeout with them here. Come back with the final 25 seconds right after this on IUP TV. We're streaming live on backlighttv.com.
Students in communications media at Indiana University of Pennsylvania can focus on a variety of areas, including media promotions. Our promotion students learn their skills by working in a hands-on environment, gaining real-world experience. They learn how to use media to promote, produce, and manage events, and how media organizations operate. They create promotional campaigns and help clients pitch their services, products, and events. With excellent classes led by experienced teachers, the Communications Media Department at IUP is perfect for students interested in media promotions.
The Crimson Hawks Sports Network. 25 seconds separates the IUP Crimson Hawks from a date with the Westchester Golden Rams in the semifinals of the PSAC tournament. Lead pass ahead, Brooks is open and she smartly decides to kill a little bit more time.
Hey, you might as well. I mean, it's almost automatic her making the free throws, at least tonight. 10 of 11. Sound like a broken record repeating her stats, but just very impressive tonight.
74-68. This was a really great game. IUP started the game with a tremendous effort in the first quarter. Held Gannon scoreless, went on an 8-0 run to start the game. But then in the second half, things got a little bit more interesting when Gannon went on a run of their own.
And they were able to close that gap. IUP had a 13-point lead at one point in time in the game, and Gannon battled back, but just not enough. They dug themselves a hole too early, and it really cost them here today.
Held ball, we'll give the ball to Gannon on the tie-up. The IUP, Shawnee Brooks, looks like she's injured on the play. Holding her knee, uh-oh.
That's a big blow for IUP. If she's unable to put any weight on it, she's trying to get up, but it doesn't look good for Shawnee Brooks.
Brooks is up on her 2 feet. And if Jaune's injured, we're going to try to grab Marina Wareham after the game here with 17 points. She looks like she's okay. She's going to stay into the basketball game, yes. So good toughness shown by John-A Brooks. IUP is ranked 8th in the Atlantic Region rankings. Brennan lays it up and in. So the Crimson Hawks really need a nice showing in the PSAC tournament to guarantee a spot in the big dance. That'll do it. Final score, IUP 75, Gannon 70. The IUP Crimson Hawks will advance in the PSAC tournament to the semifinals. They've got a date with the Westchester Golden Rams. Game 1 of our doubleheader is complete. Jake, any final thoughts before we hear from John A. Brooks?
Just a great game, and I'm very happy John A. Brooks able to get up and shake that off at the end of the game. It would have been very, very sad to see her go down at the end whenever the game was pretty much sealed. But glad to see her get up, had a great game. IUP able to get their big four to go over 10 points, and that usually adds up to a win.
Crimson Hawks now 6-2 when that happens, when the Fantastic Four go in double figures. So IUP will call it up, salute the fans, as will Gannon. Their season will come to an end tonight at the KCAC. Tremendous year for the Gannon Golden Knights. They will finish it at 17-11 overall. IUP moves to 20-7. So let's hear from John A. Brooks as she makes her way over. Tegan will have a chance to catch up with John A. We're going to send it down now.
Getting to playoffs is one thing and succeeding is another. How do you guys plan to continue to advance?
Well, we know we're a veteran group. We've got 5 seniors on this team, and we know what it's like to get to the playoffs. And we just have a playoff mentality. From the beginning of the season, we told ourselves that we wanted to get here, so it's just coming in every day, being focused, and being ready to play when we have the opportunity.
And how does that win feel tonight?
It feels great. To get our potential last win on this court, it's great in front of all our fans, and just to go out with a bang is a good time,
Thank you so much. Great game. Back to you guys up in the Hawks Nest.
Thanks so much, Tegan, and that will do it. 75-70. You see the teams coming out for game 2 of our doubleheader. We'll bring it to you in about 20 minutes. Crimson Hawk Sports Network pregame show comes your way in just a couple of moments. Get ready, folks. The men are ready to take the floor right after this on IUP TV, streaming live on BacklightTV.com.